What if you could manage your health just by plugging something into your phone? Sounds pretty great, right? Well, today we're going to look at a device that claims to do exactly that. It's all about making blood glucose monitoring way less of a hassle and just a normal part of your digital life. So let's dive in.
So just think about it for a second. No more carrying around a bulky meter. No more scribbling in a little notebook. What if that supercomputer in your pocket, yeah, your smartphone, could be the command center for your blood sugar? That's the simple, but honestly, pretty revolutionary idea we're digging into today.
For millions of people, testing blood sugar is just a part of the daily grind. It's this necessary ritual. But let's be real, it can be a total pain. You're juggling all this stuff, and the crazy part is, the basic way it's done hasn't really changed much in a long time.
I mean, you've got the meter, the little poker thing, the container of strips, and then a notebook to write it all down. It's a whole kit you have to lug around. And trying to find any actual trends from pages of handwritten numbers, yeah, that's a chore and a half.
Okay, so this is where things get interesting. This is where tech is trying to fix this whole cluttered mess. The idea is simple. Streamline everything, using the one device we can't live without. And that brings us to the Gmate Type C. And wow, when you put them side by side, the difference is just night and day. With the old way, you're always worried about batteries, running out of memory, and manually typing in your data. The Gmate Type C, it just flips the script entirely. It gets its power from your phone. Storage is basically unlimited through the app. Everything syncs instantly, and it weighs practically nothing. This isn't just a small step up, it's a completely different way of thinking. So you're probably wondering, how on earth does a device that tiny do all of that? Well, the secret is that it's actually pretty simple. It leans on the powerhouse it's connected to, your phone. Let's get into the nitty-gritty and look at the specs. Okay, check this out. The specs are honestly kind of wild. It's so small, like barely bigger than a coin. And at 5.9 grams, you could forget it's even in your pocket. But the real game changer here is the power source, your phone. That means no more late night runs for tiny, weird batteries. And it's using the exact same proven science, electrochemistry, as the big, clunky meters, just squeezed into this impossibly small package. And it is fast. We're talking 5 seconds to get your reading right there on your phone screen. Now, 5 seconds might not sound like a lot, but when you're doing this multiple times a day, every single day, it makes the whole thing feel so much less like an interruption.
And get this, the blood sample it needs is minuscule, just half a microliter. That's a tiny, tiny drop. And what that really means is a less painful, more comfortable test, which, again, is a huge deal when this is part of your daily routine.
So, how does the phone actually talk to this little gadget? The magic behind it all is something called USB OTG, which stands for on the go. All you really need to know is that it's the tech that lets your phone be the boss. It provides the power and handles the communication. It's super important to remember, though, that if your phone doesn't have this feature, the whole setup, well, it just won't work. But look, the little plug-in device is really only half the story, right? The real power, the brains of the operation, is the software, the app that makes sense of all the data. So let's talk about the Gmate Smart app and see how it pulls everything together. The whole process is designed to be dead simple. You plug it in, you do the test, and bam, the result is on your screen. But it's not just a dumb number. From that screen, you can start looking at your trends over time. And this part is so important. You can shoot that data right over to your doctor or a family member in just a couple of taps. No more writing things down and bringing a notebook to your appointment.
Yeah, this is where the app really shines and becomes your new digital logbook. You can scroll through all your past results, see your averages to check how you're doing, and even preset your doctor's email so sharing is a breeze. It'll even help you keep track of your supplies, like strips and lancets. Pretty smart.
Okay, so on paper, this all sounds amazing, a total game changer. But what's it actually like to use in the real world? For a reality check, we did what anyone would do. We dove into the user reviews on the Google Play Store. And on the one hand, you find reviews like this. For a lot of people, it seems to do exactly what it says on the tin. It's easy, it's convenient, and it just works. It fits right into their lives without any fuss. But then, you scroll a little further and you see comments like this. And right away, a huge problem starts to surface. This person is asking about a headset jack. But wait, we've been talking about a Type-C connector. This comment right here points to some major confusion and a massive hurdle for this kind of tech. So what's going on? Well, here's the deal. The Gmate app isn't just for one device, it supports a bunch of them. Some of the older models actually plugged into the headphone jack. The new one uses USB-C. And therein lies the problem. Phone companies are getting rid of ports left and right, so any gadget that needs to physically plug in is walking on a tightrope of compatibility. And you can see why people get so frustrated.
So if we take a step back, what does this all mean? The Gmate Type C is really a perfect snapshot of a much bigger trend we're seeing everywhere. The line between consumer gadgets and medical devices is blurring. The whole point is to make monitoring our health easier, more accessible, and smarter by plugging it right into the technology we're already obsessed with.
But all this convenience brings up a really big, important question we have to ask ourselves. As our phones become the official record for our blood sugar, our heart rate, you name it, we get all this amazing insight for sure. But it also means our most private health data is living on devices and inside apps built by tech companies. So it leaves us with this final thought to chew on. In this new age of connected health, who's really in control of our data?